Well, Zalando is probably the biggest online fashion retailer in Europe. It was born in 2008, starting initially just with shoes and then expanding into other categories and expanding also in other countries. Now it serves more 15 countries, which means approximately on a potential of 400 million people. Well, for us it's very, very important that the customer is really at the center of our business decision. So we try to identify the elements which really give customer satisfaction and then working on them and make them very visible. So of course there is a part of online marketing, there is a part of investments in certain advertising and media, but without the customer satisfaction at the basis and some services, for example 100 days return-free policy, would not have been possible to reach what we achieve at the end. Well, as I said, it's kind of a cocktail with different mix working together, so it's very difficult to disentangle what was actually the single effect of marketing, online marketing. Obviously we are born as the online marketing pure player. We have in our DNA SEO, SEM, display, retargeting, and those actually obviously play a very important role. It's fun, in South European markets we also introduced some old-fashioned activities like telephone orders, which are just specifically for the South Europe market, and also those elements which are hybrid between online and offline are very helping what are the offline typical buyers to approach the online as a first purchase. And then of course with online marketing you kind of attract the people which are already on the net. One important thing to mention is that we sell on-season products, which means that we are basically selling what you find also in physical shop in the street, so we don't sell the stock. That also means that we have a shorter delivery term compared to, for example, a private club. It means that we need to deal strongly with the brands to get the products on stock and delivering them. So I think complexity but also opportunities working with the brands closely. One second point, it's also different product categories, so storing a piece of shoes and storing a cloth is to, obviously from a logistical perspective, a quantum uplift, and also managing all the process, also the return. So it's a strong part of our, let's say, management attention is deeply dedicated in making sure that this backbone is very stable and solid for the final customer. I think when in markets like Italy and Spain, which are at the very initial stage of the e-commerce development, the fact that important players are entering into the game, for me it's mostly signal that there is really a lot of potential. So I think I take it to a certain extent positively, because I think it's a very positive signal. In general, Zalando is a very peculiar offer, and both in terms of real offer and products we have, as well as in terms of services. Therefore, I think it's still pretty unique and very difficult to compare to other players. So for the moment, we just focus on, let's say, make great things for our customer, and then let's see. Well, obviously, it's. I mean, we hear a lot about mobile. Definitely, mobile is a very, very interesting element. Selling fashion, selling moda means also that we need to inspire. It's not just you're not selling a washing machine and you want to know how many buttons does it have or so on. So it's when you think about inspiration and you think about mobile, one thing we're going to develop and bring to the market very soon is basically a photo recognition system, meaning that I go around, I see a cloth that I like, I make a picture, it's getting connected with Zalando, and either I find the same product or I find a product which is very, very similar. And that's one of the elements of the direction where we could see, let's say, good development in the future. Maybe it's a good question for the founder. I entered like a couple of years later than they founded the company. So I mean, of course, it's we always repeat a lot, but at the end, you need to think about the products that creates value. Otherwise, if there is no value for the customer, there's no point in even starting it. And then one important point that we try to do in Zalando is to be very, very number driven. So at the end, the online has the advantage and the opportunity that you can know everything about what is done online and how many clicks and so on. Because sometimes you ask the people, but the people either they don't answer or they maybe answer something which is not fully representative of what they do. When you see what they do, then you can basically really judge. So at the end, think customer and think also very, very analytical. I would say doing online business is serious business, even if it doesn't look like from outside. Well, I think we see, if you compare more advanced countries, so you go to US, in very general market data, they say that around 15% of all the fashion volume is online. And then you go to Germany, which is probably together with UK the most advanced country, and probably there 8% goes online. And then you go to Italy, which is the less developed e-commerce country all over Europe, and basically you're around 1.5%. So you say correctly, I think the numbers on the absolute term still smaller compared to other countries. Obviously they are growing very, very fast. So I think we're gonna see a very strong growth trajectory, and I think mobile is one element, because in country where maybe the physical internet infrastructure is not well developed, the mobile connection is key to get the acceleration. And then, well, obviously keeping working on products and brands which are relevant for the users. I think there you see also a very strong appeal. It's always a little bit difficult to make comparison, but I see anyway the mature countries are still growing. And sometimes there are like some omni-channel experience also. Historically big physical players which are now getting mixed and try to do online. Probably East Europe is probably the next Italy and Spain in terms of growth rate. But yeah, so obviously the opportunity also in other emerging countries in the world. It's a bit difficult to quantify. Well, I think in terms of fixing the basics, so making sure, for example, free shipping, free delivery, 100 days return, and so on. We've done a lot of homework. We wanna definitely become more and more inspirational and more fashion oriented. I think the people when they go, sometimes they don't really search. I mean, sometimes they search for a single specific product, but sometimes they also like to check and being inspired. And I think there it's quite important element. I mentioned before the photo search, and it's something we really believe in, and making sure the overall customer touch points are very, very seamless. So I'm with my mobile in the morning, putting something in the cart, going on checking the payment term from the desktop, and then finalizing in the evening on the tablet. That means, very stupid example, that all the cart must be aligned, because I don't want to end up on the tablet in the evening and my product has been disappeared. So I think we're gonna try to become more and more personalized, so the people we're gonna see more and more relevant things for their self, not for a target group, but for a single person. We're gonna become more fashion, so obviously acquiring and developing more fashion knowledge, and try to bundle all together in a very seamless process.